Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Sucks. If you're here, you probably had a case on Monday and you love whiskey and you love people. We're here for a new episode. But before anything, if you're on Facebook, make sure you actually share this live with your friends and whiskey lovers because today we have an amazing guest. And make sure if you're on YouTube, go on the right, click the bell. Make sure you actually subscribe and get your friend to subscribe. But before anything, this Monday does not happen without the one, the only, the infamous, my co-host, the one and only, the man himself.
Yo!
The man.
What is up, my man?
What's happening, brother?
I got infamous this time. I'm about it, dude. I will.
Every week I'll be adding a new one.
My list is gonna get so long.
Yeah.
It's gonna take 2 minutes to introduce me.
Yeah, it's gonna take probably 5 minutes to introduce you, brother.
Jack, how the heck are you, my dude?
Oh man.
Bro, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. My liver is in full recovery mode right now.
Mhm.
I am I'm squeezing through. I just did the last of that bottled and bond lineup.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this right now, go to my Instagram and check it out. You're gonna be interested in the winner of this one. But I just finished doing 8. I'm gonna go through. We're gonna taste some whiskey with Bardstown.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some more whiskey to drink. My liver's hurting. And then this weekend, you already know.
Yeah, this weekend was you guys had a really interesting weekend. How was that?
I had it was great, man. It was awesome. It was really well planned out. Had some snags, but I mean that's kind of how events go, right? Nothing's ever perfect.
Absolutely.
Nothing's ever perfect. If something is perfect, something's not right. Someone's lying to you. So
if you join in, welcome, Tony, welcome, and Mr. Urson Mine, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Monday, and Monday Sucks. We are here. We'll be drinking some whiskey. We have a guest.
We do. I'm actually really excited about this because
we have a guest.
Maybe you can guess if you're behind me.
Yes.
You can see what's behind me. You can see what's behind. You got some. I think you might have some behind you too. I don't know.
Neil, the craziest thing about specifically about our guest, or obviously the brand that the guests represent, is they are the nice kids of the industry. They are.
Oh my god, dude! They're super nice.
They're the nice kids of the industry.
Super nice, super welcoming. They want to include everybody. Like even okay. So I will tell you this: being in that competition that I was in with them, or for them rather, there was clear times where I was like, they should have been way meaner than they were to me. Like they were way too nice to me some nights, and I was like, man, you all rule. Like, thanks for letting me be part of this competition, but there was some nights I'm
still a little salty though. They're talking about the greatest tasters, and they didn't include me. And I'm still a little salty.
It's my understanding they're doing it again. So
I mean, and the funny thing is, when I visited, I had a chance to go about 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. I was there. Gigantic, beautiful place.
Oh my god, dude! I finally got to go for the first time this weekend. I've been putting it off, and I'm like, I messed up. I should have done this a long time ago. It is beautiful.
Have you? Have you seen the restaurant?
Yes, that's where it started. Oh my god, it's fantastic.
All right.
I'm like, I've messed up. If you're in Kentucky and you haven't gone to Bardstown Bourbon Company, what are you doing?
You are missing out because
what are you doing?
It's probably one of the full service. Their bar is amazing.
Oh my god! Dude.
I had literally the first thing I asked when I spoke to our guest. I say, hey, I may not even need samples. But my God,
I could have gotten away too. I could have gotten away not doing the samples, but I'm so glad they did it the way they did.
I said, by God, that barrel aged old fashioned, I need you to send me another sample of it.
Yeah,
that barrel aged old fashioned. Yes.
Are we getting into this tonight?
We will see. We'll see. But
okay, because I have a
you,
glass ready to go. Like,
you know what?
I'm ready to go with this.
They may be making good whiskey, but I'm telling you right now, this barrel age old fashioned, it was the winner for me.
Bro, they made a cocktail for us yesterday morning when we got there, and it was with some of Marianne's stuff. And it was this beautiful sangria that they built, and it was super complex.
So
and
we're here, we gassing the guest.
God dang it, man.
Without further ado, because we just
I can just talk for days. Yeah, for sure.
Without further ado,
let's start the show.
We want to introduce you to the myth, the legend, the one and only company, Bardstown Bourbon Company, and we have one of the coolest guy of the Bardstown Bourbon Company, aka my man here, Danny. What's up,
Danny?
You see, no one actually can't your name when you're walking anywhere.
Danny.
Hey, I appreciate that intro. That was something. And yes,
you know the funny thing is, I always say I don't like to introduce people. I will chant them to come on, and I tell them I let them introduce themselves. So, Danny, tell the people who you are and why are you here on Monday Sucks. That's all we need to know.
Well, first thing, I'm here because I'm a fan. I've been watching. I saw your Wilderness Trail. I've been following you guys, and I was excited. So just opportunity for Bardstown Bourbon Company and for me to just tell you about the brand, taste through some whiskey. So first off, thank you for what you guys do.
Monday Sucks is an equal opportunistic place. And
that means a lot. Thank you.
It's weird. A lot of brands don't follow us, right? They're like, oh, you just one of those other people. But it's interesting. Bardstown, I don't know what culture you guys have there for your brand ambassadors, because either you personally are, a nice person and you just follow people online, or the culture of the brand itself go, let's follow the people, right? Let's find these people out there. And I feel that's the culture, because there's Brandon, there's you, there is, Samantha, and all these people I've had connections with before I knew even behind the brand. So it seemed like you guys have a culture there of embracing people.
That's such a good comment. And I think it's because we're a new brand. We don't have a story. There's no 100-year-old kernel we're talking about. Our story is the people, what we're doing right now. So recruiting a team and building a team is everything we're about. And that starts with the distilling team, then the culinary team, and the beverage team, all functioning as one unit. So yeah, you nailed it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Danny Bardstown, I oversee our hospitality. So all these words about our welcomingness, that's what we want to be. And the visitor center, the tours, the front-facing aspect, and also the product development, which is what goes into the glass, who we're going to work with, what we come out with, what blends we put out, that whole process, which we can get into. So kind of both of those things is what I'm working on right now.
So tell me, how long have you been with Bardstown?
This is my 4th year. So I came on early days. Yeah. It was just an empty building. The distillery was running, of course, but I came initially down to start up the front-facing side of things, the bar, then the restaurant. Then we opened up for tours in 2019, and then transitioning over to products in the last couple of years. And it works for me because everything we do, we approach with the viewpoint of beverage, culinary, distilling. Any innovation, collaboration, that all runs through that process. So, and the whole time, fully transparent. So I'm excited to you.
That goes without saying, because it's like are you into music?
Yeah, it was my past life. My past career was a musician.
Okay.
Okay.
When a conductor is in front of an orchestra, and when everything is working, I used to be in a choir. I used to play instrument. So when the conductor is in it and everything is just going perfectly, that's how I feel like your machine is going. I'm sure you guys have your inside issues, but as from an outsider, when you walk in, it's like, whoa, everything seemed to be. That's how I felt when I walked in, from the front facing the tasting. So you must be doing an amazing job, because I was impressed. Anybody that I know that went there, including Tim, is impressed by the job that you guys do. And I can't tell you how much when I went there and I left, I'm like, I can see myself coming back again. Bardstown doesn't seem like the first place to visit in Kentucky, but because of Bardstown Bourbon Company, I can see myself coming back here more often than I want to.
Oh man! So if you're going to Bardstown and Bardstown Bourbon Company is not part of your stop, you need to rethink some things.
You're lying.
Because
the lies you're telling.
Like Hood said, and
you're lying.
And like Danny's preaching here. Super welcoming. Literally since the second we stepped foot on property to the moment we left. Super welcoming, super just, hey, I'm so glad you're here from like the beginning to the end. And the thing that's so interesting about that is we weren't even there for Bardstown Bourbon Company. We were there for Marianne, but it was still driving home that culture. Like, hey, you might not be here for us, but like we're here to love on you and accept you, and we're so glad you're here. Danny, seriously, you've done a tremendous job on that, dude. If that's the only thing anyone can take away from this, holy smokes, man, you nailed it. You've done a great job, bud. You've done a great job.
That means the world to me, really. And it starts with us deciding to build the place in Bardstown, right? Coming to the bourbon capital of the world, 11 experiences within 16 miles of downtown Bardstown. You look at our bar, we celebrate all bourbon, right? We'll have the teams from makers, right? We are celebrating the community. You look in our vintage library, 400 whiskeys back to 1892. None of them are brand, right? We're bourbon fans, and we feel like we're just finding our new modern place in the history of bourbon.
Absolutely, brother. So obviously for people, if you're here and you're on Facebook, make sure you put the heart, the like, and make sure you share with your friends. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and share the link with your friends so they can see what's happening here. Now that we know a little bit about how Bardstown's working, how things go there, let's get to what people know more about Bardstown. For the person that actually discovered the brand, without being in Kentucky, I had to go Google you guys, because I thought it was probably the weirdest thing I've ever tasted. Because first thing I did when I ever because my first bottle of Bardstown bourbon that I had was a fusion. And in my head, I'm like, a mad scientist came up with this thing, because I couldn't really pinpoint what it is. Then I had to go look you guys up. And I literally had to do research. I'm like, okay, who are they? And the funny thing is, you came up first as producer of distillate. You guys didn't come up as whiskey company. You came as producer of distillate. So I'm like, oh, I thought that's what MGP did.
Yeah, right.
And I'm I was like, okay. And then, digging again, I started realizing that I looked behind it, and there was a lot of almost too much honesty, because the percentage of things that were blended and how much and that and this and that, I'm like, oh, okay, these people are very transparent. Okay. Now it made me realize also that, okay, maybe I need to dig deeper and see what else do you guys blend. So I do have my favorite when it comes to your brands, but there's some that are just not for me. But tell me about how the process came about, because are you guys a whiskey makers or are you guys a bourbon company?
That's a great question. So I'll give you a brief history, and then what we do. We started distilling September 2016. So we're one of the newest distilleries in the US, but we've quadrupled in size since then. So we start at 1.5 million proof gallons a year. We now do 7.3 million proof gallons a year, 330 barrels a day. We're now the 7th largest distillery in the US, whiskey distillery. What we've done is become the most technically advanced distillery, because we make 50 different recipes for 30 different customers. So
54, right?
54, yeah. It kind of goes up and down depending on what we're doing. But that includes Kentucky Owl, High West, Belle Meade, some of the biggest spirits companies in the world. And what we do, and you referenced MGP, to me, it's the opposite. we do custom distillation. We've identified 500 points that we can alter: the yeast, the set times, the temperatures, any part of the process we can dial in. So to me, it's like a chef using our kitchen, right? Using our machinery, coming in on the front end, instead of just sourcing aged bourbon like a restaurant throwing out the extra food at the end of the night, right? It's a partnership, and above all else, it's transparent. So that's where it comes in. I mean, think about anything you put in your body. You know exactly what's on the label, right? Anything you ate today, your box of cereal, you've got all the ingredients. In bourbon, that's unheard of, right? What we're doing with that transparency, the mash bill, the grain, the source of distillation, is just taking away those smoke and mirrors and being open. So to answer your question, yes, we make whiskey, and we make a lot of it. We make it for a lot of customers, but also we're ourselves. We're putting out a ton of bourbon right now, laying down a lot for the future. We're in 20 states. Our oldest product's just 4.5 years old, and we'll get through all that. Right now, we're really excelling in these blends and finishes.
All right.
So I have to ask this, because I love what you guys are doing overall, but the things that really grab me are like your discoveries and your Goodwoods. And I know that if I remember correctly, I think you have a plantation thing coming up.
Yep.
Is that gonna be something that you guys are gonna keep doing down the line, or is it just until your stuff is 100% ready?
Great question. With Fusion, which is stuff off our still, which will taste blended with the old, the thought is 2023 that would go away. But then we started winning these awards, 11th best whiskey advocate. It's got this following. So we'll continue to do it on a smaller scale, even when we have our core 100% estate distilled bourbon out. Discovery we'll always do, because we feel like there's no master blender, right? We're onto something with this beverage, culinary distilling, blind tasting, getting to a winner. And then collaborations, which is a big part of what I look at. That's just for fun, right? That's just innovating, creating flavor profiles. So we've got plantation rum, Pierre Franc cognac, Founders KBS Stout, all kinds of things laid down just to innovate and create something new.
Cool. That's exciting, because like I said, huge fan of your collaborations, huge fan of your brand in general, but collaborations, that's I don't feel like anyone's doing it to the degree that you guys are doing it. And I would say the only person that's probably close in collaboration wise, and as far as and they're not even being super transparent about their collaboration, but would be Barrel Bourbon Company, because they're doing all these massive, crazy finishes. And I feel like you guys are right there, but you're just being way more transparent about it. You're like, hey, here's our collaboration with this rum, and here's a collaboration with this Armagnac and this beer, and so on and so forth. So high five for that too. And
great reference to Barrel. I spent the day with them about 2 weeks ago. Spent the whole day just talking bourbon, talking flavors. Their full team. Joe
Beatrice is a machine.
Nyc Christensen doing their single barrel, their blends. That's the cool thing about working out Bardstown Bourbon is you can be open about other brands you like, and you can learn something. This weekend hanging out with Mark and Sherry Carter, right? Learn about how they think about blending. It's fine to talk about. Fine to be open and transparent.
And cool. And it seemed like you guys are still. I feel a little bit like me. You guys are still student of the craft, so you kind of don't dismiss anybody.
That's a great point. Yeah, students, a good way to put it. I think we're always learning, challenging each other, trying to get better every day. Absolutely.
So do you guys have any master distiller or any master blenders?
We got no master blender. We got the best master distiller in the business. So Steve,
you really do.
Current Bourbon Hall of Fame. He started at Maker's Mark when they did 80 barrels a week. They now do 800 barrels a day. So he oversaw that rise of makers and the bourbon industry coming back. Currently in the Bourbon Hall of Fame, king of the weeded recipe, brought on really to get things going, and all the innovation and modern creations we're pushing. Steve is there as that voice to keep us in check and know that tradition and know what true bourbon flavor is.
Okay. If you guys are watching right now, as you can see under the banner, if you want to know more about Bardstown Bourbon Company, I promise you want to visit their website. Is as like to say original and advanced as their technology and the bourbon they produce. So again, if you're watching, share this with your whiskey group. Make sure that they know a little more about the whiskey that they're drinking. The only reason why we do this to bring brands over is always to remind you guys that it's good to taste the juice, but sometimes knowing the person that makes it makes a big difference because you can actually see what's happening. Speaking of the juice, you sent us all this. Where do I start?
This is we just came out with this tasting kit, so you've got some of the first ones off the line.
It looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
I started with the new make. I just figured that was the best place to go. So
you were right, left to right.
Okay, cool.
Left to right. So we starting with the new make.
Exactly.
And I got it in my lovely Bardstown Bourbon Company glass. There we go.
I don't have that. I'm not cool like that.
I got one in the mail coming your way.
I only have these because of the competition last year, so that's the only reason why I have them.
I'll get you some more.
Let me go with the new make. So tell me a little bit about the new make.
Yeah, so this is one of 50 different recipes, or 54 different recipes we make. This is going to be one of our core bourbons that comes out in 2023. So it's obviously majority corn, but then you've got a high rye content, 36% rye. And the way I remember it, wheat is sweet. You feel it in the front. Rye is dry. So you're going to get this grip and stick, this sizzle, this spice, all in the back and sides of your palate. We actually proofed these down in the kit, took a little of the alcohol off, put it at 100, just so you could really dive into those flavors in that high rye bourbon. Because
it looks like on the mash bill is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malt.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
We'll have a wheated bourbon, which is your smooth sipper. This one has that sizzle and punch. Perfect for sipping, but also will be great in cocktails.
Man, why? Okay. Why is it so clean? Like, a lot of the new make I taste, it's still kind of got this, like, I don't want to say dirtiness, but it's still really rough. Is it because it was proofed down?
That's what I was about to say. Is it because it was proofed down?
It's so clean.
Yeah, it's a great, and we start every tour. When you come to a tour at BBC, we taste 2 distillates back to back to kick it off, because most of the time that's what we're drinking. That's where we're analyzing. When we bring a customer on, we're sipping distillate. You can't make a great whiskey without a great core product. The barrel will enhance. It'll add richness to what you already have, but it's not just going to create a great bourbon all of a sudden. So you know what you have right away at this level.
I would tell you right now, it doesn't, the nose is not like 4% malt. The nose seem higher in malt because you just have this breadiness about it. What type of rye do you guys use in your mash bill? Because I feel like maybe that makes a difference, because it is the spiciness for 36% rye.
Yeah, and
it does not feel spicy at all.
That's a really great point. And what I would stress, and what is the most underestimated thing about our process, is if you're doing 50 different mash bills, it's not just the temperature or the yeast that can alter, it's the grain. So if we're making for a customer that wants to do Bloody Butcher, we'll bring that in. We'll go far out west, we'll go up north. We try to stay within 100 miles for our corn, classic Y2 corn, our wheat, local Kentucky, but we will go all over, and whatever someone wants to bring in. We just made a bourbon out of popcorn, right? For a company, right? Starting with popcorn, going from there. So we use a variety for our ryes, but the customability and the coordination to schedule those grain deliveries is really where all this technology and advancement starts. But yeah, I mean, classic rye notes on this, the grip, the spice, but at the end of the day, just a smooth pour. I know smelling this right now that it's going to make a great bourbon.
Yeah. The new make for me is usually just enough for a couple of sips. Like I can't have it for more than one sip, because every time I have it, I'm like, oh. This is gonna put me down before I actually taste the good stuff.
Yeah, most of the time I just nose new make. To be honest, you know?
That's really what it is. New make is like fresh perfume. You almost just want to have that next to you just to nose.
Yep, I 100% agree. I'll do a sip if if we're tasting in the lab. I'll do one sip just to make sure it finishes and nothing crazy's going on. 90% of the time, it's just off the nose.
So now we have the Mercury.
Yes, this is the coolest thing. To me, I call it like a cooking show, right? Where daytime cooking, you're just popping it out of the oven, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the exact same product, exact same liquid. I love this comparison. Same proof, same everything. The only difference is 3 years of non-climate controlled aging. I think that's so important.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One is we do not use climate controlled rick houses. There's the huge reason to go in Bardstown is those shifts in temperature. Let the natural swings really take over and age it. People are spending millions of dollars, with music, with centrifuges, with heat cycling to try and make this happen. There's no replacement for natural aging. So
what type of barrels do you guys use?
Not to evade the question, but 10 different cooperages, right? So same customability. We work a ton with ISC, Independent Stave, Char 3, Char 4. West Virginia Barrel Company has a lot of innovation, a lot of techniques they're bringing to it. Canton cooperages, a lot of sourced European barrels. We bring, obviously, Mizunara, very hot right now, coming over, bringing some of those over. But our core is that classic Char 3, Char 4 ISC.
Are you doing anything with Calvin cooperage?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
cooperage as well. Yeah, but I just love to see. So this bourbon is special to me. Number two, because it's not complete, right? It's not done.
Yes,
it shows the development.
Right.
It shows where it's going. It's our moment in time right now. We're at 4 years. This is 3, but it shows where we're going. And
it's like catching someone in high school before they do their growth spurt.
It's great. This is birth. This is high school. Good. And fortunately, we don't make gin, we don't make vodka, and we don't release this bourbon at 2 or 3 years old because of our custom distillation program, making bourbon for Kentucky Owl, High West. We're able to wait till this is 6 years old before it's going to come out.
I'm quite intrigued.
Yeah.
I mean, there we go again. Big fruit notes, lots of sweet notes, lots of honey.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of barrel influence, which is impressive for being 3 years old.
Yeah.
But I mean, once again, just crisp and clean, and for 3 years old. I mean, once again, we are proof down to 100, but it's not a lot of the young distillate that's been coming out is just sharp and aggressive, and this is just really soft. I mean, you can tell it's young. You can tell it's young. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like an uppercut. Like, yes, I'm young. It's like, yeah, I'm young.
Yeah. And, the reason we do this kit goes back to our transparency, right? We want you guys to know what's coming off our stills, how we're aging as we build to our final product, right? There's no reason to be secretive about how we're building this.
Let's come to what I call the problem child.
Well, yeah, let's do it.
So tell me the inspiration behind the Fusion series.
Yeah, great. So it's a fusion of what's off our still with older source bourbon. So we knew we weren't going to release till 6 years, but we wanted people to see how good our bourbon is and the flavors, right? So we put it in kind of a bed of oak and smoke and richness. So it's a fusion of the young and the old. But more importantly, it's a fusion of all the perspectives we have under one roof.
Okay.
Executive chef, the master distiller, everyone coming together. We do it like an NCAA Final Four bracket. We sit in a room. We have about 50 different varieties. We blind taste everything. This one beats this one. This one beats this one. Works its way all the way down till we have a winner. So we blind tasting drives the process. Whatever it is at the end is what it is. Fusion 4 is 60% Bardstown Bourbon Company, a blend of 3 different bourbons, 40% sourced 13-year. Fusion 5 that's coming out, we're going to up the percentage of ours. So the one that's coming out soon is going to be 70% Bardstown Bourbon Co. 30%.
So legally, when you do a blend, you have to be at least 60% of your own distillate, right?
Not at all. No, it could be.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yep. No issues there. We just want to really get as much of our stuff in there in a balance. You know, the balance and the flavor drives everything. So if it's only 40%, it is what it is. If we could do 95, we do that. It's young bourbon that has a great flavor that we just want to balance with age.
So you have this 13-year-old Barton mash bill. Are you going to keep using that mash bill, or are you going to switch it up? Are you going to keep throwing in some different ones?
So Fusion 5 switches. It's still cool. It switches. It'll be a recognizable mash bill, but
cool. So you got 11% of a 60-40,
which is an experimental mash bill. You see, there's no barley, right?
I noticed that.
Dry. We did that one for High West. Yeah.
Did you do that just for the blend, or is that something else that's going to be around?
We do it in occasionally. We have some stocks of it, and we're going to make it
cool.
Like the flavor. It was initially built for High West, and then we're gonna we use it for ourselves now. We really
got it. And then you got 15%. These 2 or 3 years. You got 15%, 78, 10, 12.
Yep, just classic mash bill, right?
Right. Just your classic high corn, then your lower rise and malted barley. And then finally a 4-year, 34%, 70, 18, 12.
Yep.
So man,
high rye,
Sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. And what I love to do if we're hanging out or if someone messaged me on Instagram, wherever, come and I can break these down for you. We can taste each one individually and we do what I call mad wizard blending, where you build Fusion 4 from its individual pieces.
So do you mean that each fusion can be different?
Completely start from scratch, right? So 5 is coming out. I'm just starting the process for 6 right now.
And
this is Fusion 4, right? This is 4, right?
5 is not out yet. It's
cool.
It's complete, but it hasn't.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
So someone like me that may have actually had Fusion 3 and went, that's not for me.
Yeah.
May actually have Fusion 4 and go, oh, that's better.
Totally. Completely. Yeah, they're different takes. Some people love Fusion 1. Yeah, I was drinking Fusion 2 this weekend, of all things.
Was it Fusion 1 and 2 that had the wheated mash bill?
1, 2, and 3 all have a wheated mash bill. 4 is all rye bourbon.
4 is no wheat. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's always different.
The Fusion still. I don't know what is it about the Fusion.
You know what? I'm going to be, since you're open and transparent, I'm going to be open and transparent. This is the first Fusion series I liked.
Really?
1 and 3 weren't for me. They were good whiskeys, but they just didn't, what I look for, it just didn't do it for me. But this, I think I'm on my 3rd bottle of this already, and it's almost gone. Like, I really, really liked this one a lot.
And they keep changing, they keep developing, right? It's all ways to innovate until this core product comes out.
Sure.
For me, the Fusion either is a little too oily or a little on the edge of spicy, which obviously at that time makes me go, okay, what is it about the mix that just doesn't work for my palate, right? Because I know the type of bourbon I like. And when usually it's blended, I'm skeptical because I'm like, okay, the blender. That's why I ask you if you have a master blender or master distiller, because some blenders, some master blenders will blend something and I'll be like, oh, for you it works, but for me probably not.
And it's a great insight, right? And we've always taken that team approach. I mean, there's incredible blenders, the Carters, Dixon Dedman, great guy. Wonderful blenders.
Dixon is good.
Yeah. But we take the team approach. People think about whiskey in different ways, and we're going to keep hammering after that.
You know what? I would tell you since 2019, 18 into 19 is when I discovered Bardstown. I I spend all my energy and money on my favorite child, aka the Discovery, right?
Yeah.
That's where I spend all my money on, because the Fusion, actually, Fusion 2 was the first one that I bought. And if it wasn't actually Tim, when I met Tim said, "Oh, have you tried the Discovery?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I just don't like Bardstown Bourbon Company." And he's like, "No, they're different. You need to try the Discovery." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Then I think Discovery 3 was out at that time. And he's like, "Oh, I'll send you a sample." And I bought 2 bottles right away. Yeah. So, and that's also something I like to tell our audience. Not the distillery is not going to come out and always throw out bangers for everybody to like. Some may work for others or not. But I talk to a lot of people that I'm like, "Oh, why don't I like Bardstown Bourbon Company?" And that was actually before my visit there.
Yeah.
And I literally said, I think a mad scientist came up with this, because this whole fusion blend didn't work. I'm confused in my palate. And then I go to the Discovery and I'm like, "Oh, now they're speaking my language." And I don't know what it is. And as somebody who approach anything with an open mind, I'm like, okay, the Discovery cannot do anything wrong in my eyes. So tell me about my favorite child.
Agreed.
The Discovery.
That's so fun. I was at Justin's House of Bourbon in Louisville, great store, and I walked in the door, and as I'm walking in, the owner's talking about, he's saying Discovery 4 is my pick for bourbon of the year. And he's selling, they bought, there's a lot of people that feel that way about the bottle you have in front of you. To me, it's a celebration of Kentucky, right? Where Discovery 3 had a little MGP in it. Discovery 4 is the best of Kentucky, right? And it's the best of our process 10-year, 13-year, and 15-year Kentucky bourbons put together. To me, and the way I think about bourbon, this is the top of the mountain.
And I'm telling you, I do not know if maybe it's because the blends that go into the fusion are a little younger.
Oh, they're much younger, right? So you got 3-year infusion, right? 3-year bourbon. 60% of fusion is 3 and 4 year bourbon. Discovery, you're much higher proof, and you're at 10-year, 13-year, 15-year bourbon. So totally different.
So somewhere I'm sitting, I say maybe my palate is a little bougie when it comes to bourbon.
I think so.
I like things that are a little more. I feel Discovery, if I had to compare, is much more sophisticated.
Oh yeah.
From the nose to the palate to the spiciness. If you're I like to say an average bourbon drinker, fusion can still work for you. But if you're a seasoned bourbon drinker, definitely Discovery is your place to be.
Yeah,
it truly is.
Danny, can I put you on the spot here?
Please.
What's this foreign mash bill in here? This 15-year.
Yeah, that's
this.
It's not a foreign distillery. It's just one they don't advertise. So when we buy these, right, we're transparent about everything we can possibly.
That's the one you can't talk about, right? I already knew what I was asking you. I was trying to catch you slipping.
I will say it's a major top 5 distillery in Kentucky, right, that does this mash bill, and I'll tell you.
If I guess right, can you give me a little wink?
Yeah, I could.
Jim Beam.
I'm not going to deny that.
Okay.
I think you're.
We saw a lot of this distillate pop up across the brands recently. A lot of people are working with this 15-year. You got Whiskey Drummer, Peg Leg Porker, Doc Swanson's, Chicken Cock, Hickory Hill. I mean, it just popped up everywhere. I'm in love with it. I think I drank 3 Whiskey Drummers. I have another one on the back end. But this, I think, is probably one of my favorite representations of this 15-year. You guys did a great job. and incorporating some of it into your blend. You definitely get some of that oak and that tannin, but it's not over. It's like it just comes right up and then it goes back down. It doesn't overdo it.
And if you had the opportunity, what I would challenge people watching this to do is take that straight 15 year from any of the releases you just named.
Sure.
Compare it to this discovery, right? We're taking when you make a high-end blend, the finished product to me is better than any of the individual parts, right? So you can blind taste the straight 15, putting it with a little 13 and 10 year, giving it a little complexity. There's cinnamon and brightness on that 10 year.
Sure.
Just really elevates the blend as a whole. There's a reason we go after these blends instead of just simply rebottling a purchased 15 year, right? We can do better than that.
Now, let's talk about collaborations.
Yes.
It seems like you guys are becoming I like to say the kings of collaboration. You want to collaborate with more stuff, more people.
Yep.
I heard Plantation, which is rum. I heard
KBS, right?
Yes. And I heard, of course, the Prisoner.
Yep.
Is the one, the Pavitt. Is it Pavitt? Five
for Pavitt. Mm-hmm.
That is my all-time favorite.
It's so good.
It is so good.
It's so good.
It is so good. It's like sleeping in a bed of tomato, lavender, grapes, and just red fruit.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Can I put you on the spot again?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So it's my understanding that when you all got these wine barrels, you requested them to still have X amount of wine in the barrel. That
totally changed the industry to me and how we think about finishing. So traditionally, and how we started the first one, Pfeiffer Pavitt, they by default just rinse the wine barrel, right? So even if you've got it in the fridge, wine goes bad a couple days, right?
Sure.
So by instinct, they just rinse the barrel, dump it. That happens in the U.S., especially happens if you're shipping internationally. You got a Bordeaux coming over, they're going to rinse it. What we did is said, no, leave a gallon or two of dregs of wine, of leftover residual wine in the barrel, in the staves. Don't rinse it. We pump argon gas in the barrel so that it, takes out the oxygen. Argon's a heavy gas. Seal it. Put it in a refrigerated truck. It leaves Napa, leaves California. The day that it's dumped, drives immediately to Kentucky where it's filled, and there's no degradation of the wine. So that imparts a ton of flavor, but it also brings the total proof down with wine. It's proofed with wine instead of water. Because you got to.
Okay, so you're still you're adding your whiskey to the barrel. You're adding whiskey to the barrel with wine in it.
Yes, there's 2 gallons of 15% wine in there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we've won Best in Class San Francisco finished bourbon 2 years in a row. The 2 years we've entered. So we're going for number 3 now because of the way we finish. So the color you see, that's all natural. And,
So that ruby
is a Bordeaux wine, right?
No, it's Napa. It's Napa. We'll probably, because of our method, I doubt we'll ever do a Bordeaux wine. Because the only way it works is if you get it to the distillery in like a day and a half.
Tim, what did you do to this sample you sent me?
Nothing. I poured it out of here. I poured it out of here into that bottle.
I can't. I really can't. I can't open it.
You can't open it?
I can't open it. I've been sitting here trying to open it. Even I'm very weak.
All I did was I tightened it with my man strength. That's all I did. I didn't want it to come undone. That's all I did. I'm so sorry.
I really can't open it. I really can't. I'm like, what is this?
This ruby red hue, that's from the wine.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this, not to get too in the weeds, but Prisoner wine is a blend of 5 different wine grapes, right? So you've got Zinfandel, Merlot, Cabernet, Petit Syrah. They age them all in separate barrels and they blend the wine together. Yeah. We retain the ratio. So we sourced 80 total barrels. 40 of them were Zinfandel to be 50% Zinfandel. And then we scaled down from there to age separately as a prisoner wine blend. And once the bourbon was aged in those individual barrels, we blended it back together. So it recreated the prisoner blend.
Yeah, that is smart. That is smart.
Yeah, very cool. So, you know, a special pour, but the richness and the roundness and the color all comes from the way we transport the barrels to the distillery, which is new in the industry.
And I don't know if somebody ever owned one of these, but if you give me a minute, I actually put it on my bar because I just love, I really do love what it looks like. But this Piper Pavitt.
Oh yeah, you get the original. That's the
OG.
box.
That's the OG box.
That is hard to find.
All right, Jack.
That is hard to find. Congrats.
It truly looks amazing in every way you can think of it. Just beautiful, beautiful packaging. I break it. It just look. I was about to expose it, but it looks amazing.
It's something special, and so that's the first, and that's the collaboration, right? That's their logo, the Moxie on the back. You know, that's new.
We got a couple questions here.
Yes.
Someone asked, "Does the prisoner and the Pavitt naming release?" Wait, hold on. Does the prisoner and Pfeiffer Pavitt naming relate to anything? How did those names come about? Those are the names of the wine, right?
Those are the names of the wines. Yeah. The Prisoner Wine Company, Pfeiffer Pavitt is the Suzanne Pfeiffer Pavitt is her name. Yeah. Amazing Napa Cabernet winemaker.
And then somebody else a while ago asked, let me see if I can scroll back up and find this. Let's see.
Let me see if I can.
Somebody was asking if it was possible to get the tasting kits, if those are sold or if they're just
absolutely
given out.
So they're DTC, direct to consumer, on our website. You can get them at our distillery, and then they're going to be in the 20 states that we're represented in.
Cool. So they can go to Bardstown Bourbon Company and order one.
There's a tab where to buy, and it'll lay everything out. States we're represented will have them. We're just about to order another 10,000 of them. So
very cool. Very cool. Let's see. I think there was one more question in here. Nope, that was it. Okay, cool.
Life together.
Are you all right there, bud? You're making me really nervous.
Yeah,
you're making me really nervous
because it almost fell off my hand, and I'm like, whoa. Wait a minute. I've been holding on to this bottle forever. I've been every sample out there. But I do, I literally would drink samples, and I didn't want to open that bottle specifically. I was just looking at my at the ones that I have, and I have. Tim, I need to send you this fusion that I'm not. I did everything I could.
You tried.
So you know what, Danny, what I like about this. So first of all, I will once again full transparency. I really like Tennessee whiskey, but there's very few blends that I've liked across the board, not just you guys, but anyone that's doing like a finish or a blend with Tennessee whiskey, and I usually don't care for it. So the first prisoner I wasn't crazy about. It just more of that minerality came through than the wine finish. But this prisoner, I get more like a peanutty brittle, like a peanut brittle thing going on, and then those big jammy notes from the fruit, from the wine. So it's almost like this, like, I don't want to quite say peanut butter and jelly, but big jammy fruity notes and big bold peanut notes from that Tennessee whiskey.
That's a great call, and it's important to keep in mind too. We have access. We could use aged Kentucky on this, but we feel like that citrus, that minerality from Tennessee, for whatever reason, when you put it with Napa, it just works. It goes together. So there's certain collaborations. We'll go with MGP. We'll go with Kentucky. We like Tennessee for these, and that just comes down to blind tasting and the panel.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm taking a little picture of you guys, so I have a. There it is.
Let me looks like I belong here.
Boom.
So let's talk about my all-time favorite that I was decide you guys didn't make a lot of.
Which one?
The Distillery.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When I like something, I have it. So the Distillery for me, it's quite interesting. Who blended this? We need to talk about this. Who blended?
Well, it's not so much.
It was just
the finish. It's just a straight finish with Copper and King's Orange Curacao. The cool thing with this, so this is a lot of what I think about and what I do is what to do next. Is we have a great relationship with Pierre Ferrand. So we're doing plantation rum. We're doing a Pierre Ferrand cognac blend. They make an amazing Curacao, right? Kind of the go-to bar Curacao comes from them. And the thought is to do a Ferrand Curacao collab. So I want to explore that.
Okay. All right.
So we love it right now. No crashing in a glass. It was amazing.
This right here is the bomb.com.
I agree.
There's a few places that played around with the orange Carousel finish, let's say in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And you guys nailed it.
I agree.
I'd say it has something to do with the place that you decided to get your orange Carousel from.
One of my favorite distilleries in the world. Joe Heron, the founder, is a good friend. The innovation you see out of there is amazing. Huge Copper and Kings fan.
So I have to put this on your radar too, because this kind of comes in with this orange Carousel. And Jeremy told me about this. Okay, so this is how this. He said, take your favorite IPA and pour in a shot of this on top of your first sip.
Okay.
Best IPA cocktail I ever had in my life.
I'm gonna give it Jeremy for that.
There you go. There you go, man. It kills.
Well, I think you will see another Curacao out of us.
Okay.
Coming. We love the flavor. With Copper and Kings, the one we're thinking about targeting is the apple brandy. That one's
that apple brandy. That's my favorite. We talk about favorites.
That's the one.
That's my favorite. Hands down.
I've looked for that one everywhere and I couldn't find it.
Hands down, man. I've been looking for other one of these. This last one couldn't find it. This last one came from Copper and Kings. They had a bottle. And that's where it came from. That is my favorite thing that you guys have ever done. I really hope that you explore this apple brandy more, because if I remember correctly, this was an 11-year Indiana whiskey, and I think it was 18 months that it laid down for.
It could have been 19 on that one, 18 or 19. It'll say on the side of the label. It was right around there. It may have gotten to 19. It was the mid-18s. It wouldn't have made too much of a difference in that 2 week, but it's that one. That is one we want to redo. Absolutely,
it's so dang good. It is, man.
So when are you guys amping distribution? I always have to ask because people want to promote around the U.S.
That's the number one thing. So our plan is to be in 50 states by 23. So we started 2 years ago. We were in 5. Then we went 10 last year. We're in 20 states this year. So we've really spread out, starting in Kentucky. We built our brand. Traditionally, you'd start on the coast, right? Start with your New York, your San Francisco, Chicago, then work your way in. We built by starting in the Bourbon Trail, right? So starting Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, then went up to Chicago, Florida, Napa, because of the wine finishes. We're in Texas now, Colorado, Maryland, DC, Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi. We're going to be all 53 by 2023.
There you go.
I want to see more of that because you guys make excellent product, and obviously,
thank you. And then the one thing I just encourage everyone is come see us. I think what we've built. So we talked a lot about the product development side. I do the hospitality side, the immersive experiences we have. Apart from just the tour and the welcoming, the amazing restaurant and bar, we do barrel picks, blending classes, cocktail classes. You can really spend the afternoon, dive into whiskey, it's not just a tour lecture. It's stuff you can touch, taste, feel, and really dive into bourbon. So please come visit us.
Now, if you like we mentioned at the beginning, and Tim just said, and people on this panel and questions are mentioning, if you go to Kentucky, I have a few places that I can tell you to go to because it truly is an experience, and definitely Bardstown is part of it. Because honestly, there's a few distilleries that I stop by and I'm like, okay, and especially if you're a seasoned, person that been through a couple of distilleries, nothing really is different. It's the same thing. It's the grain, it's the steel, it's the white dog, and then it's the barreling. That's all it is. But when there is that, I like to say, in French we say a certain je ne sais quoi. When there's a certain je ne sais quoi about a place, you really have to go in and immerse yourself to see what exactly is it that these people are doing and why are they doing it this way. And that's for me the most important. Making the whole thing an experience where somebody goes, it's like, oh, I went into bourbon country, but I had an experience in bourbon country. It's a little different. So it's no longer, oh, I'm going to Bardstown. No. I'm going to Bardstown Bourbon Company. You guys could have been, Louisville Bourbon Company, or you guys could have been, Indiana Bourbon Company. It still wouldn't have been different because that hospitality and that experience that you bring to people is bar none. Is unique to y'all. So
thank you, sir. That's wonderful to hear.
I think the thing that really speaks to your name too is you kind of brought this up earlier, Danny, but you guys don't do a clear spirit at all, and you really hold true to your name, your Bardstown Bourbon Company. Like, you guys do bourbon. You could have done clear spirits, but there's a possibility that would have taken away from what your name is, and that's from your name and the things that you guys do. This is just me giving you more high fives, right? From your name and to the things you guys do and the way you do it, to your transparency, and even I would say your transparency on your distillery, right? Because there's glass everywhere. And I think I would say the way that there's glass everywhere and you can literally see everything that's going on also speaks to the transparency that happens here in your bottle too.
Yep. And that's all intentional. Day one, we wanted to be innovative, collaborative with full transparency. So the distillery was built. There's big glass holes in the still in the middle and at the very top for the sole purpose so you can see in. And that transparency, like you said, carries right, onto the bottle right here. Exactly what you've got right here on the label. We're open to talk about it. We're welcoming. It's intentional from day one.
One of the biggest things I always say is don't talk about it, be about it. And you guys clearly on every level, even the stuff that you don't realize that it's happening subconsciously, like we're just talking about the glass, you guys are about it on every level. So more high fives to you on all those levels too. You guys are killing it. Seriously.
Danny,
to come. Yeah.
Danny, I'm going to ask the last question, kind of you telling the people what are the future things they need to look forward to from Bardstown Bourbon Company. But before that, no, actually we're gonna ask the question first, but after that, we are going to get you to answer our segment that we do for every guest.
Okay.
I hope you know about our segment. If you don't know about our segment, you have to go back and watch a few shows and see what other people say, because the whole show, the juice is great, but this is what determines if you come back to the show or not. It's this segment right here. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. The segment is called Advice That Does Not Suck. Because you're a Monday Suck show, we always ask advice that does not suck. If you have one advice, either from your life guru, your mother, your father, your wife, or your best friend ever gave you that you always go back to, and this advice does not suck, tell the people on the show one advice that does not suck.
Okay, I got two. You ready?
Okay.
I got two things.
Oh, we get doubles. Okay.
Double.
Okay.
Pew, pew.
All right. First one's a classic. You probably heard it before, but it's just what's important now. And you stay with that. You don't get caught up in other things, drama, what's going on. It's just what's the mission? What have you got to accomplish right now? And that's helped me for my whole career is what do I have to get done right now? So win, right? Win. What's important now? The other one I got from a wine company, Antica Terra, which is just stay high, right? Stay above it. Stay focused on your long-term goals. Don't get sucked into things you don't want to get drawn into, whether it be gossip or unproductive. Just stay looking forward and then focus what's important on the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're here to hear first from our guest. He told you and you heard it. The first advice he's giving you that does not suck is you always have to remember what is important now. What's important now. And the second one is always stay high. Stay above the bullshit. Stay above the haters. Stay above the gossip. And always stick to your goals and look at the long-term goal and not what's happening right now. Danny, you are now became my favorite hero of the week. You just gave a real advice that does not suck. Before we let you go, tell our viewers here, what is it that they need to look forward to when it comes to what do you call it? When it comes to things that are coming from Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Okay, I got a big one.
Oh.
Oh, you better gear up. You better gear up. There's news. There's news.
There's news. And I won't give you the whole pie. I'll give you a slice. It's coming.
Oh my God, Danny! Just when I started to like it.
I will say June 11th. So you got what? 4 weeks?
Mark my calendar.
Marking my calendar for June 11th.
June 11th. You're going to see an announcement from the Bardstown distilleries. Not just Bardstown Bourbon Company. You're going to see something from all the distilleries, and it's going to be our way to plant our flag in the ground and say, we are the Bourbon Company.
Okay.
So I would say tune in for Friday, June 11th and watch Bardstown plant its flag.
Okay.
Right.
So
where do we all tune in to see this happening? Where's this going to be?
That's going to be on Bardstown, but then it'll be all over our social. It'll be all over the whiskey networks.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen live?
Live,
or is it just
live? Yeah, we'll be streaming it. It'll be everywhere. And
okay.
And it's not just us. It's the Bardstown distilleries coming together to plant that flag and say, this is where bourbon's from.
June 11th.
June 11th. All right.
Really great announcement coming in. June 11th. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's the first one's heard about this happening.
Good thing I have your cell phone. So I will try to know what's happening. I will bug you till June 11th. I need the 411, the 511, and the 391 on all the information that's coming in. I cannot wait. I am excited for y'all. I forgot even to mention one of the things that you guys did recently that is really cool. Let's not forget it. Your food truck, your little food truck of whiskey that you roam around. Where does that thing go? Y'all tell me about it. I need to know.
It's going to Illinois next.
It just finished. Yeah. It just finished its Kentucky dates. In fact, sorry, I'm going to jump in because I'm super excited about this. The dates are all on your guys' website where you're going to be, correct?
Exactly.
Perfect.
You can follow it. We call it the mobile marketing unit, or you can call it the bourbon assault vehicle. It's going around. You can follow it, tastings, signings, just a way to interact with the whole team throughout the country.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, that thing aesthetically is as sexy as the distillery is. You step inside that thing and you get a little tiny slice of Bardstown Bourbon Company distillery in the truck. It is exquisite. Well done on that, by the way.
That's it. Yeah, we're proud of that.
So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to ask about. I even forgot because I always see it posted on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, where does that thing go? And what does it do? But I'm very, very. I'm congratulations, man. Congratulations to the Bardstown Bourbon Company for all you guys are doing. You are showing people that you can start just like at the beginning, and really, if you put the manpower, the people behind it, then just the creativity behind it, you also can stand out as one of the good and great companies out there that are making amazing juice for people to enjoy.
Honestly, back at you two and what you're doing. And I can't tell you enough how I loved you gave your honest opinion on some of our pours, and we're open about that. And thank you, respect for that. And thank you for what you guys are doing for whiskey and for bourbon. So honored to be on.
Thank you again to make sure that I have my I like to say my daddy juice. My daddy juice is very important to me. If I can have this by the barrel, I'll probably buy a barrel of this just for my guests.
That's so true. So damn good.
So I want to tell you, Danny, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for Bardstown Bourbon Company. When I'm in town, I'll slide by. I'm gonna have some food. I'm gonna have my daddy juice, and I cannot wait. I told Tim one day that we are going to have a special Monday Sucks barrel pick for our Monday people one day, and it's gonna be. And when we start doing this, it's going to be distilleries and distillers and people that we've talked to that we trust their process of making their whiskey and how they treat people and love people. Because any single person that is on our show is about loving people, and then whiskey next. We love people, and then we do whiskey next. So you guys just made it to my list of people that if I ever have to come up with a special bottle for Monday Sucks, you guys are now on my list of people that I will consider to actually be part of that crew. So thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. You had really big news today. You did something really great today. We're gonna let you go enjoy it with your family and really embrace this thing right here. We stole an hour of your day, but today is a celebration day for you. So I need you to go out there and enjoy it.
Hey, cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, bud. Danny. Appreciate you, bud.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank
you so much. What up, brother?
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get into this cocktail because we didn't get a chance to do it during that, and I've just been thinking about it the whole dang time. So
no. This cocktail is the bomb. Like I reserve, like I know I need to come back to Kentucky, and I'm stopping by there to get more of it. But I would tell you right now, it's just one of these cocktails that you truly just, he says serves two on it, but I think it's more like serves myself. On this.
There's enough for me.
There's enough for me. There is enough for me.
I mean, I even had a little cocktail spoon and everything.
Yeah, you were ready for this cocktail.
Oh man, I've been waiting the whole hour for this thing, and like I said, you touched on it, so now I'm gonna get into it.
Absolutely, I'm not even opening mine because I only will drink mine when I'm coming back to Kentucky, so I can grab another bottle of it. Because when I poured mine and it was over, I'm pretty sure I saw a gangster tear fall off of my face. Because I literally had no shame when I was sending email. I say, yes, great, you send in a sample kit, but fuck that. Can you make sure that in a sample kit I get mine? What's
funny is when I met with Brandon, he goes, the first thing he goes, so here's the thing Jack asked about. I was like, yes. And then he goes, and here's all the other stuff. I was like, that's great, man. Awesome. And he kind of was like puzzled. And I was look, we just really love this. Like that.
If he give it to me and I had to send it to you, I guarantee you won't have gotten the old fashioned. And that's on
totally
Jesus.
Understandable.
I was like, this is not for you. This is not your territory. This is my territory. I'm here.
I almost left it out of your box and sent it separately, just as a joke. Just as a joke. I was gonna send it separately, so one snowed up before the other. Yeah. I'm a jerk.
You have been on the floor dead. That's all you have been dead.
It's just so dang good.
It is,
man. How are you,
dude? still going through a lot.
I hear you.
Especially trying to work things out. It was a rough week last week. Last week was it was a rough week. But
did it get worked out? Or are you still dealing with it?
Still dealing with it. But you can only do what you can.
Sure.
You don't do, you just figure things out as they happen. Life is going to happen regardless. So, you can just deal with it as you can. But how was the weekend with the guys? Tell me about it, because I have something I want to talk about. So that's why I want to know, how was the weekend with our people?
So
is it because most of you guys that met, a lot of us actually met on what do you call it? A lot of us probably actually met online.
Yeah. In fact,
you guys met in real life.
I would say 98% of let's say 99% of who hung out this weekend was all people that met online.
Yeah.
Few locals that I know personally, but all COVID based,
relationships.
Exactly. All COVID based relationships. So it was cool to actually meet everybody in person. Got along with everyone. Everyone meshed really well. Like I said, there was a few snags and hangups along the way, but I mean, any event, if it ran 100% perfect, there's something else going on. Someone's lying to you. So overall, I will say it was great. You gave me a bit of advice prior to all of this. You gave a couple people a bit of advice. I was able to talk to them about that. And I will tell you this, you and I can go into detail more on this later, but I was very surprised on the outcome of some of it. I thought it was going to go differently than it did.
Okay, so that's good.
It is. No, it is. Overall, it was great. I'm really excited that things are starting to open back up again. So I'll tell you this really quick. Prior going into 2020, 2019, I really started getting my feet on the ground and meeting people and meeting brands and meeting distilleries and getting my name and my face out there. People were like, oh, hey, I see you. In 2020, I kind of lost some of that. So now we're into 2021 and I'm starting to get back in and get with people and hang out with people, and people are starting to recognize me again. And this show definitely helped carry that back on now too. So I'm super thankful for this show. And super thankful for you and I's development going forward, because I will tell you, if I can full-heartedly say, if you and I didn't have this show and moving forward with what we're wanting to do in this industry, we would be way farther off than we are right now. We would have leaps and hurdles to go over, and we still are going to, but they're a lot shorter than they would have been. So 2020 was hard. But this is another thing that I'm super thankful for, because it really did open a lot of doors. And it's really, I mean, Danny comes on here. I've actually never met him in person. All my interaction with him has been virtual. And for him to come on and say, I love your guys' show. People that I ran into last night, they're like, I love your show. And I'm like, that is the biggest, thank you, high five, whatever I could ever get. You know what I mean?
It's the one thing that this weekend actually, for all of you guys watching, I'm actually gonna drop. I built a bunch of content this weekend, so my camera guy finally made some time for me, and I've recorded, I think, 17 new episodes that I'm gonna be dropping on YouTube. Dude. A lot of it have to do with Irish whiskey, single malt, and things that I'm known for, but. Sunday I was hurting. Because I did all that Saturday, and then Sunday I was on the floor. And it dawned on me that May 16 was officially when I set up Good Summer Day LLC. And that's when I decided to really put myself out there. June 16th is when I officially had my IG out. And I will tell you one thing, it got me start thinking of the small guy. And why am I talking about the small guy? Today, when I make a post and when I post anything, all these brands will come and like it and asked to repost it. And we getting into the real Monday Sucks that we talk about things that happen in the industry that most motherfuckers actually will brush under the rug, but we are petty, so we will talk about it. So people to bring awareness to other people, because it reminded me of when I started. The one of the thing I never told people is that when I started, I remember when I set up my a year ago when I set up my my Gmail.
June 16th. I think you already said this. June 16th, 2020.
June 16th,
you started your Instagram.
My Instagram, yeah.
Your very first picture that you posted, was this guy.
Correct.
June 16th. Okay,
June 16th.
Cool. I didn't know if you said that. Sorry.
Yes, I did. So May 15th was a month before. June 16th was when I actually put something out.
Got it.
And one of the craziest thing that happened is I sent out 60, I think it's 62 emails.
Okay.
To every brand, and this is how I actually send my email. I went through all my collection and just went through every brand that I own, because I always knew if I wanted to talk to somebody, I wanted to talk to first the brand that I knew. And my email said simply, I'm Jack Bigadoo. I started a channel, and I would like to actually interview anybody in the department or any of your brand ambassador. I would love to actually take the time to interview you guys. If you have a moment, please reach out to me and let me know what is it that we need. And this email went to multiple companies. Some of these companies today are the same companies that are quick to actually like my social media and will ask for this social media to be shared. But here's why I'm thinking of the small guy. I'm gonna fast forward in and then I'm gonna go back.
Cool, let's do it.
So last month, you realize here, oh, this guy disappeared again. Oh my God. Tim, I swear, Tim Internet needs some internet. Tim Internet always needs some internet. But I'll keep going. And Tim will come back. So last month I did an experiment, because when I started, I was just a little guy with a lot of passion, and I reached out to a lot of brands. And I will tell you right now, 90% of all those brands.
Weirdest thing.
Yes.
That was so bizarre.
90% of all the brand that I actually reach out to only had two answers. No answer, which is also an answer, or fuck you, we don't know who you are and we don't want to deal with you. We good, right? We good. That's all the answer were.
Yep.
10% of those brand were people that said, hey, thank you for reaching out to us. And you know the funny thing about all those is they're all small guys. They're all small guys. None of them were big companies. They're all small craft distillery. Amongst those people were, Alan Bishop, Spirit of French Lake. Amongst those people were obviously the Carters. I talked about them.
Yep.
The Carters. I talked about them. Amongst those people were Barrel Company, Pinhook. Again, small people. These people have not even made anything yet. Small people. So
sure.
Now they're big. So 3 years ago, these people are big, but it's small people. And most of all these brands all said, no, thank you, we good, or fuck you, we're not. We don't need to hear from you. Mm-hmm. Interesting thing is that these same brands were, I'll tell you, one of also the store, the reason why people may say anything, and I'll stand on that with two legs. One of the stores or store owners, there's two of them, and the reason why these people are also highly rated in my book. First is NYC Spirit Guru. You guys know Sean was one of the first store that actually, when I called and I say, hey, I'm so and so, I would love to buy something from you, but truly, I just love seeing what you're doing. I'm following you. Would you let me know if you have something special? Without hesitation. He didn't even know who I was. Without hesitation. Sure. And the second person that actually had no problem was actually Justin House of Bourbon. Ryan at Justin House of Bourbon didn't know who the fuck I was. He had no idea. I just called him. We chatted over the phone. I told him who I was. And he's like, okay, dude, if you're buying some shit, no problem. If I get some good shit, I will tell you. And if we ever have a deal on anything else, but you're very honest with me. He's like, hey, maybe our shit's a little more expensive, but guess what? I'm your guy. And if I can cut you a deal, I will. But we still got to make money. And I was like, oh, okay. So when I met, it's through Ryan, actually. When I reach out to the Carters, Ryan will actually say, hey, we are neighbors. No need for you to try to set up a meeting or anything. When you come to Kentucky, stop by Justin House of Bourbon. I'll take you right to them. Matter of fact, I'll make sure they're here for you, right? And obviously, crazy thing that happened is I went back and was thinking about that actually 2 months ago when we had the episode about we were talking about Louisville Bourbon Buzz, how people were sending them this brand was sending them message about, hey, you need to what do you call it? Sir, turn your phone on silent. I can hear you texting. So they you know what this brand were doing anything. And guess I did an experiment, right? So on IG right now, I'm considered a big deal. But because my objective have always been to actually work my IG to the point where we can share link there, and then I can actually come back on YouTube. Obviously,
Right.
on YouTube, I'm a small potato. So what I did about a month ago is I email and reach out to all these so-called big guys on YouTube. Half of them you guys know. And without any fail, the same thing happened again.
They're fucked, man.
The same thing happened again.
Oh my God, they fucked up, man. They fucked
The
up.
same thing happened again. And some of them are your favorite YouTubers. The reason why I was reaching out to them was that, hey, I would love to collaborate with you, my channel and whatnot. I would love to collaborate you, either have a night, either have a moment, either we can share. Because on YouTube, collaboration is a big deal because we all can share a platform and all actually have something together. Since we've been on IG, have any of this YouTube channel ever send us a message to say, you guys are just cool, dude? We would love to have you on our channel.
I can think of maybe 3.
But did they follow through and have you on?
Oh, no. No.
Okay. Since we've been here, I will tell you right now, there have not been one. There's only one person, and that's the person that I truly give credit to, and is Colonel Steve Akeley from the ABV Network. That always, when I started immediately, and I sent him a message, and I'm gonna post about it this week. He told me, he said, know which audience you're going for, know what you're out there, and if you need anything, you can use our platform to share it. I don't mind. And you can buy that at Walmart.
Right.
The fact that no one feels threatened by you as a person is a big deal, because it shows how big of a person they are and how confident they are in what they actually are out there producing. And this is the reason why I'm talking about the small guy. Every time somebody reach out to me, and I know it sounds weird, and even people in strategy on it would tell me, they're like, oh, Jack, you always respond to everybody. You always want to say hi, or you want to come on somebody live, and and don't you have bigger things to fry? And the one thing I always tell people is, I remember when I was that guy. I remember when I had no clout. I remember when I can just reach out to a brand or walk to a place. Oh, who's sommelier? No, But none of you motherfuckers out here, so-called YouTube channel on whiskey, don't remember when you were a small guy. You know, the one that actually pissed me off out of all of it is probably the nicest people that claim to the people that they claim is the nicest or are the nicest. Is when somebody will tell you, guess what? Oh, it's like reach out and they go, I like to call Midwest nice. Oh, absolutely. I would love to do that. Let me get back to you. And then they don't. They ghost you. And you sit there, you go, I supported you. I made sure that when I was anywhere, because I remember when you were the small guy, I made sure that I also put a like, share, and whatnot. But now you're too big. And that's probably one of the thing I want to bring to your attention, because I always say this is Monday Sucks. We love people first, and we do whiskey next. And truly, the objective here is for you guys to understand that if you're a new guy that is coming into the industry that want to talk about whiskey, don't be disappointed. Prepare yourself.
Oh yeah.
Prepare yourself for the negativity.
Yep.
Prepare yourself for enough fuck yous.
Yeah.
Because all these brands that you actually run and grab money and pay your money and adore to the point have no control over how other peoples that are praising them actually are treated. Is either the brand ambassador that is an asshole, or is there a social media manager that is an asshole, or the person they're paying a lot of money to talk about their brand that you reach out to that is an asshole. It always doesn't always reflect on the brand itself, but those people are now the ones that are actually turning the brand's name into shit. And I'll tell you and be honest with you right now. As I sit here today, the reason why I can actually keep my own integrity is because somebody asked me one day, they're like, do these people even pay you to do this? And I go, oh no,
nope.
This is first my passion.
Yep.
And the person literally said, you're a fucking idiot. Why would you spend your time praising these brands for what they're doing, but none of them actually get out of their way to actually say, we'll love to collaborate with you. We'll love to actually do something with you. But somewhere I always have to remind myself that the objective of this that we started and what you guys are seeing here on YouTube, the objective have never been to actually get rich off a brand.
Yeah.
The objective here was truly to bring awareness to the consumer. And hopefully, if a brand want to collaborate, take that brand, those resources that they're giving, the money that they're putting in, to uplift the community. So, because I live by the same rule, if you help enough people, you end up helping yourself. And that's truly my motto. If you help enough people, you end up helping yourself. And I see what people are doing. I never consider myself too big or too good to not lend a helping hand. Yeah. What is it going to cost you to have an hour live with somebody? Nothing. What is it going to cost you to say, hey, let me contribute? But the mentality here that drive all of you motherfuckers out there is, including the brands, is, oh, if you're not big enough, how the fuck am I going to be big then? If everybody asks you, you're not big enough, how the fuck am I going to be big?
Yeah.
If you say, oh, you guys are not big enough, or you got to have 5,000 followers before I talk to you. Okay, great. People can buy 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
So, no. To all of you guys here on YouTube that are actually getting paid by this brand for getting promotion from this brand, yes, you have the money. you have the resources, but the only people you're collaborating with are your friends. How does that help? So you only eat with your friends? What about the average Joe in the community? Do you know? I will let you guys guess. What do you think the average message I get weekly that say, "Hey man, do you know anything about this bottle?" Average amount of message. Take a wild guess.
How many?
Mm-hmm.
A week?
Mm-hmm. Every
Two
week.
dozen. 2 dozen.
I would definitely say I get an average 5 to 10.
Okay.
5 to 10 every week. No, that the other messages have nothing, but I'm talking about somebody literally going.
Somebody specifically asking, say, "Hey man, what you know about this?
What you know about this one? Oh, should I buy this? One of the guys that follow me literally was at the shop and found a Weller foolproof.
Mm.
And he said they were selling it for $390.
Oh, good.
And
grief.
because he saw it so much on secondary, he literally sent me a message. And this person and I never interacted. He literally sent me a message and went, "Hey, this is $300 and some dollars. I'm about to buy it right now. You think this is a good deal?" And I said, and I literally responded. I said, "Sir." And I just so happened to look at my messages, right? My messages that were not
Sure.
people that I follow.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he just showed up, and I say, "No, sir. That's on a good day, a $60 bottle.
Yeah.
On a bad day, $100 bottle.
Yeah.
But 300 and some dollars?
No,
No, sir."
And God, no.
He literally said, "Thank you so much. I was just about to throw my money in the drain." And I just smiled. So the one thing I would tell you right now is that I've sat here and I've reached out because I know I'm not big. I never consider myself big. I could have had all these followers. It wouldn't matter. I know I'm not big, but I still reach out to these people like, "Hey, make sure, just want to collaborate. We have a show going on. We'll love your help. We'll love your help." I'm never ashamed to ask for help. But you guys here in this industry, in this so-called influencer, which I hate so much. I hate that word so much. So-called influencers, story will not even return an email or a message because you're just too busy and you're just too big. So if I have an advice on this Monday that do not suck, I will tell you this: you are never too fucking big to lend a helping hand.
Yeah, man.
So one person I'm gonna actually give a shout out to is the Mash Bill.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Even though he doesn't have a lot of followers, even though he doesn't have a lot of clout, he has no problem at all just coming on his show. And I came on one time. I don't get on stand stuff often, but I came on one time, and I swear he spent the first 10 minutes just talking about my channel and how people should actually go follow me and learn something. And I was baffled by it.
Yeah, right.
Do you know how many times I jump on Bourbon Pursuit stuff? Do you know how many times I jump on the Bourbon Junkie stuff? Do you know how many times I jump on Mash and Dream stuff?
What's funny is there's been a handful of times out of the times, and this is accumulatively in the last year, okay, where I have jumped on just to support and they took a time out and said, hold on, so and so just showed up. We wanna talk about that and say thank you. That is the best feeling on any level. Okay, whoever you are, if you have 300 people watching you or you have 3 people watching you, taking that time out and saying, hey, hold on, so and so just showed up, thank you so much. And the most recent one that just made me go, holy shit, thank you, is Just Whiskey was hanging out with Blue Run. And I hopped in just to support because I like Blue Run. They're fucking great. And Just Whiskey is killing it right now. And I just wanted to hang out and support them. They said, hold on, time out. Tim's here. Thank you. And I said, oh, fuck. I do not deserve this. But thank you so much.
So it's one of those things, maybe because, you know, me going through a point of my own business where I feel like I'm revamping and going through. I remember the days that I started in my business in insurance, you know, where I had to go everywhere and beg people for business and trying to give people a quote and whatnot. And every time somebody started in insurance, I will always say, hey, here are the mistakes that I can help you avoid.
Yeah.
None of these people that are coming out here, I would tell you right now, you're never too big. Yeah. Power of Bourbon, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate this. None of you guys that are here understand how important it is to me that you guys just come here, and I don't even care if it's a conversation you guys are having, and building this friendship and seeing you guys come on every Monday here. And yes, 300 people like my post, or 500 people, or 800 people like my. Every single one of them, I'm like, you know what? I don't deserve this shit. These people are doing it, and I appreciate it. Maybe all they're telling me is you're doing something right. You should keep doing it. So I'm very saddened because a lot of this big names in the whiskey industry that are here, unless they're selling some shit to people, they're all about talking a good game.
Yep.
That cannot follow through. That good game.
So true.
And I know for sure that no one, if I list the top 10, what do you call it? If I list the top 10 YouTube channel that talk about whiskey, and like I say, I wasn't there when you were also grinding. I wasn't there when you were trying to build yourself up. So your success is your success, and it's your right not to share with anybody. But I don't want to sit anywhere and hear you talking about how you're building people up, how you're helping people out, because when you are put to the test, you failed.
Yeah.
Your success is your success. Congratulations. But if I list the top 10 YouTube channel that talk about whiskey, I can guarantee you today, none of them will answer the call to collaborate unless it's amongst themselves and it's the ability for a brand to give them money for them to do something.
Yeah.
And that's sad. That's simply sad. So that's what was on my heart today, as I was going through my week. And
I have to touch on this really quick, and once we get off here, we'll talk about it more. But I just had somebody reach out, and they said, "This is when we're available. When can we do something?" So, that's a surprise. We'll talk about more after this, but people putting their money where their mouth is. That's like we were talking when Danny was on here. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Stop doing this and start doing this. Stop the talking. Let's do the walking. I always when I do, God damn it, I still have to send these. I just remembered I still have to send these reviews out to you. But one of the things that I say when I'm doing these 5-minute reviews, I said, let's stop talking about it. Let's drink about it. Because you can only go so far doing this. You can do this till your face turns blue. But when you really get into it, that's when the real happens. So do more of this, do more work, and do less of this.
Yeah. You know, I will tell you right now, and I always say, I don't go to anybody or podcast or YouTube or say, hey, you should feature me. No, it's always the people that I've actually helped out that will always tell them, hey, have you talked to this guy? You definitely should talk to this guy. And they'll say, hey, you want to come up? And even though some of this platform, like, oh, really? But guess what? I'm still here because if my clout can help y'all, guess what?
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. People love having clout, but sharing the clout is so hard. People will be like, oh, you lend this, you let this is so right, ride your coattail, or these people are using you to actually look great. Okay. Because there's a reason why the sun wake up every day. Shine bright on everybody. Never the sun woke up and went, fuck it today. Y'all stay in the dark. I ain't doing it. Because truly, when you've done great, I did not get here by myself. I did not get here by myself. Along the way, a lot of people have actually say, do this, do that. Dude, I can connect you with this. I'm going to help you with that. I can help you with this. And all these people I hold dearly. Steve is one of them. Steve Nielsen is one of them. I don't care. Tony here is one of them.
Tony's fucking amazing.
Same thing, right? Bourbon Jeepers here.
There's plenty of people.
Cypher. All these people that come on this Monday here. They're like, yeah, I can't do this, but I can definitely help you with that.
If you're in this chat right now, you're watching this live, or you're watching the recast, like, y'all the real motherfuckers. Like, I know Jack and I don't do the best job of reaching out to you, whether we're doing it live or after the show, but I will tell you time in and time out, all of you that support us on the regular basis, we see you. We really do.
We can't do this without y'all.
And we can't. Really can't. We can't do this without you guys. And something that started out as, it's still a passion project, but something that started out with just two dudes hanging out, we wouldn't still be here almost a year later. We're coming up on our year anniversary.
Yeah.
We wouldn't still be here doing this if it wasn't for you guys and the people and the brands that get behind us and say, we love what you're doing. We don't normally like X, Y, and Z, but the way you guys do it are killing it. That's what keeps us going. So thank you guys, seriously, so much. You're all awesome. We appreciate each and every one of you.
We did it really well. We have 3 minutes to go. We are now.
Let's move into our last segment. Advice that doesn't suck, right?
Yeah, our last segment. So we either have bottle that made you go what the fuck, or advice that did not suck. So today we're doing advice that does not suck. There you go, Tim. Give the people something.
So I'm gonna coattail a little bit off some advice that you gave me a couple weeks ago, and this advice is gonna be, this is from Hood's mouth, out of mine, and I'm gonna simplify it, okay? And it's gonna be observe and report. Whatever avenue, platform, or element that you are a part of, whether it be professionally or personal, or even day to day, something that's reoccurring on a regular basis, take a step back from you personally and watch unadulteratedly, okay, to where there's nothing that's influencing what's going on, and nothing that's in the way of what's going on. And you're just literally looking through rose-colored glasses. You're still there and you're still hanging out, but there's a lot of, okay, what's happening? What's really, really, really happening? And the information that you gather from what happened, follow up on that, because it's not just observing, right? You also have to move forward on the information that you collected. So observe and collect and then report and move forward in that. And I will tell you, you will be very happy and comfortable in the things that you learn and you report on, move forward. So observe, collect, and report. That's the advice that does not suck.
Okay.
And that's 100%. That's 100% because of you. I just polished it up a little bit. That's all I did.
On this Monday, my advice that does not suck is simple. Remember where you came from. Remember where you came from. If nothing else, if shit's going sideways, if where you stand right now is sinking, remember where you came from.
For sure.
Because sometimes that's all you need to go one more step, one more day, one more paperwork, one more phone call, one more something. Just remember where you came from, how far you've come. And I shit you not, things tend to suck a little less.
Yeah, agreed.
Remember, always remember where you came from. I know because I came from buttfuck nowhere, Africa. You can't go any more wrong than that or any more far than that. But remember where you came from. It helps you look up truly to the future and say, oh, it's like looking down after you climb a ladder.
And I came from nothing and was homeless. So, in fact, I think that's the first time I ever publicly said that. I used to be homeless. I was homeless at one point. In fact, I will tell you this right now. We're just being open and honest about shit. The reason that I'm so extra about the shit that I do is because I literally had nothing. I had fucking nothing.
You know what? Next week, we should have origin stories.
Let's do it.
We should have origin stories.
Let's do origin stories next week.
Origin stories next week because we have no guest. So we can have a Monday Suck show. Origin
We'll talk to some people in the community. We'll bring some people in the community on.
This Monday. This Monday truly is when I want to have guests on. I want to talk to our community and then the people.
There we go.
I want to hear a story. A story. Yes, whiskey bring us together, but I want to hear stories that are so impactful that other people can actually wake up and truly learn from it. I really want to hear it. So DM me on Instagram. Send us a message to
either one of us.
Send
us messages. Let's do this. Let's do this.
My
some origin stories.
Yeah, my Mondays at gmail.com. Or you can also send us a message on Instagram. On YouTube here, you can comment. I truly want to have you guys in the community where you are, because we all, if you probably learned this today, that you obviously are, you obviously met people that you saw online and now you met them. I'm sure, most people, it's like when I make fun of Jonathan all the time. I say I met him and I was so mad because he was so fucking tall that when he looked down on me, I literally, my bitch ass just said, "Hi, sir." I couldn't even, he was so freaking tall. Yeah, he was so tall that my bitch ass just went, "Hi, sir." Like I couldn't say anything. So you see people online and seeing them in real life. So I want to hear a story from you guys, our community. We'll share some of our stories, how we got here, and things that we've accomplished in the whiskey industry that really actually we are proud of. So if you want to be part of it, believe it or not, we can have up to 10 people, but I would love to limit it to at least 2 or 3 people, so we can actually have a good conversation about your origin story, how you got here, and obviously, and I don't want a big person. I don't give a shit. You could be a small guy, and I want to hear
Doesn't
because
matter.
you're part of our hood, you're part of our community. We'll love to talk about it and the accomplishment that you've had in the whiskey industry so far, as somebody who posts or who share or who see, and things that you've been proud of. We'll love to hear it. Okay, Tony say he's in, so we're gonna bring Tony on. Tony say
Tony has a great origin. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
origin
absolutely.
stories. So
There we
if
go.
somebody else is in, we'll get 2 more in and get 5 people on, and let's make it a party and talk about our origin story. Open up the show the real well. Y'all bring on your tissues and bring on some barrel proof whiskey, because it's going down. It's gonna burn like a badass sperm. We're about to blow the internet. So origin stories is what. Okay, Steve said he's in, so we bring in Steven.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Now remember, this is called Monday Sucks. So I want to see y'all with clothes on, and and the only thing I require from any of y'all is some good lighting. I don't want to see anything in the dark. Now we on YouTube, so if you don't have a light, make sure you stop by Home Depot and say I want a ring light.
Gotta get that ring light.
Yeah, you need a ring light. We want to see you. This goes to Steve particular. Last time he showed up in the dark and I couldn't see him. So I want everybody to have okay. We have our trifecta. Unfortunately, no woman is here, but it doesn't matter. If a woman reach out to us, we'll have you on. But it's Tony, it's Bourbon Jeepers, and it's Steve. 5 guys. I'm gonna call it 5 guys barrel proof drink.
There we go.
The origin stories. The origin stories. You guys are part of our community. And he said, I'm just coming to your house. No, you stay at your house and you get yourself a ring light and make sure that you have a ring light so we can see you.
I got 3. I got 3 running right now. Get with the program. Let's go.
You got to have that ring light. So that's all we need. Once I set up the episode, once I set up the episode, what do you call it? I will make sure that I share with y'all, and all of you guys send me a picture of you. I just want a face picture of you so I can create the template. As you see, Sean say I should do it. So, like I say, if all of you guys, I say you're gonna do it here. If you pussy out, it's fine. If you bitch out, it's fine. But just make sure you just let me know and confirm, and we'll be more than happy. We'll be more than happy to have you in. For all you guys that know, background is very different here, because if Steve is coming on, Steve is bringing about 20-some years from Army stories that are crazy from all around the world.
Oh yeah.
Tony, I'm sure. We're not here to talk about your work. We are here to talk about who you are. And of course, Bourbon Jeepers use the word Alabama a lot. So you guys are about to hear that. he's the only immigrant I know that is fucking up the English language to sound like a Southerner for no reason. I said, how can a British guy come into Florida, which most of them have no accent, and sound literally like someone that comes from the swamp of Florida when you ask him, hey, how close are you from this place? Like, oh yeah, I'm very close, and I'm from Alabama. What is Alabama? Where is your southern draw came into this English language that you have? So for a second here, I didn't even believe that the man was actually British because he had some southern draw that was just coming out like out of the wazoo. But we appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate you guys being on every Monday. If what I said hurt your feelings, I would like to say it is the truth. So fuck your feelings. It's Monday.
You know what's funny? I will say this too. Danny is the second brand that actually thanked me for being no. Hold on. Fourth brand that actually thanked me for being 100% honest and didn't get butthurt because I was real.
Oh,
First brand was Spirits of French Lick. Second brand was 291. Third brand was, God damn it, I just lost it. Oh shit. So sorry. Fourth brand was Bardstown Bourbon Company. Third brand was Foregate. Bourbon Company was the third brand.
He was really cool as a dude. He's like,
yeah,
hey, and no guarantee you'll like what I do, but hey, it is what it is.
Here's the thing. I know I'm very opinionated and strong, but I really do my best to say this is just how I feel. And most of the times the brand goes, fuck you, see you later. And I go, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry we can't move forward together.
I'm telling you. I still have beef. I still have beef with Mictors till the day they actually decide to come on the show. I just heard today that Mictors have a brand ambassador. I'm floored.
Yeah.
I am floored. I'm like, they have a brand ambassador?
Guess what we're gonna start doing? We're gonna start bugging the shit out of that person.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Anyway, buddy. Thank you so much for showing up on another Monday. This one Monday sucks. If you don't know who this guy is next to me, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you actually check him out. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on the good old Instagrams, Single Barrel Snob. You can find me on the interwebs, Modern Thirst, Whiskey News, and Reviews. You can find me on the audios up in your ear on The Truth is Barrel Proof, Bourbon 5-minute hot takes on your favorite brands. Does it suck? Does it not suck? Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Check out The Truth is Barrel Proof podcast, and we'll let you know straight up and if it's good or if it's not. If we like it, we don't like it. It's a podcast for the people, by the people. You got a good palate? You got something to say? Here's what you do. Pick your product, pick your bottle, do a hot take, pop it, pour it, and talk about it. 5 minutes, no editing. Record it, send it to Jack. You make a little bit of this, and get your name out there. That's how you do it. Jack, tell them what's good.
I'm on the street. It's called the Hood Sommelier. You can find me here on YouTube. Make sure you actually click subscribe, follow us. You can find me on IG. I post about a bunch of whiskey. I make friends, and I tell the people how I feel. I decided that we need our own podcast, meaning the people in the community. I do not need you to be an excellent, an exquisite taster. I need you to be real. I wanted to create a concept where if you walk into a store and want to know about a bottle, who else would you rather hear it from? The store clerk that's like to make money, the internet that give you too much information, or one person that actually did taste the bottle and told you exactly how they feel about it. The Truth is Barrel Proof podcast is here for you. Today we hit a milestone after less than 60 days on. We hit a milestone today. Today we just hit 500 plays. And that's only on Spotify. On
that's Spotify, what's up.
That doesn't count any of the Apple plays. And if you actually go on any of your DSM, we already have haters that came in and start giving us small stars. So
they tried to fuck with us, and we said
yes.
No.
So
we said no.
Go on the podcast, give us 5-star on the podcast, and leave a comment. Leave a comment if you can. And remember, these are not experts. These are just average Joe that really had a chance to taste this bottle and giving you his opinion. Like I say,
Yes,
opinions
sir.
are like assholes. Everybody has one, and usually they only stink if you get too close to them. So, you can also find me. Um, where I'm almost everywhere. You can find
You're
me
everywhere. You
everywhere.
really are.
You can find me everywhere. If you tap in Hood Summer Day, you will find me. Great things coming soon. Great content, great videos that I'm about to drop. I'm gonna give you guys, since you guys are on our channel, soon. I'm creating membership. Tim here need to buy himself some new shirts, so I'm gonna create memberships, and we'll make sure that after we pay all the bills of the show, you can go and actually support the show. You can create memberships, and we create membership $1.99, $2.99, $3.99 a month. You'll be helping the channel. Um, New episode coming. Great episode, and a breakdown in 5 segment that is coming is. I thought it would be really hilarious to make this segment is bottles that you may have missed while you were in quarantine. That, that is going to be a great segment. You
I
guys
like it. I like it.
you guys will see me review with my man Steve here. We got something hot coming in. I actually brought Steve on my channel, and we are
There
going
you
to do
go.
some review of some serious Isla whiskey. And you guys are going to see some weird ass shit that Steve then did on the channel. You don't want to miss that. Another great thing coming. I have some amazing review of some brands that you just came on the market that actually surprised me live on my review. And I told my cameraman, do not cut it. Let people see the surprise in my face of this thing. So, like as usual, this is the channel for the people, with the people. And then it just so happened that we love whiskey. If you're here, remember we're here every Monday. We try to start a little early just to make sure that we can accommodate our guests. If it's just me and team, normally this is the time where we're getting hot and heavy and getting started. But this actually give us the time to go and kiss the babies. Make sure you actually spend time with your kid or your family before we go to bed. We hope you follow us on our new hour. This is here 7 Central, 8 Eastern Standard, where we actually here have a good time. Like we say, next week we are having origin stories right here for y'all to listen to with the people in the community. And if you think you're too big to actually help other people be great, I'm sorry to tell you, the road to heaven is a very tiny, tiny one. So, Tim, thank you so much for always being here every Monday. Thank you for always doing it. Guys, thank you for supporting us every Monday. And we will see you next Monday. All right.
Cheers, dudes.
Cheers.